It's time for the Pat Hatch Award, named after Fern's founder, who is here with us this evening. And as Pat makes her way, I will tell you a little bit about this award. The award is given to a person who has demonstrated a keen awareness and an interest in bridging cultures and building community, and who has made a significant difference in the lives of the foreign-born in our community. Pat, are you coming forward? You've got to give this award away, and I'm running out of words. Through his or her volunteer and leadership efforts. This award is being presented to one of the most beloved individuals in Howard County. As the director of the English Language Center at Howard Community College, Rebecca Prince has used her knowledge, experience... Price. She's a prince of a lady. And that's the easiest name I've had all night. Rebecca Price has used her knowledge, experience, and influence to help bridge cultures and build communities, not only within the Howard Community College community, but in the greater Howard County community as well. Rebecca has always believed that the non-credit English as a Second Language or ESL program and its students could play a critical role in contributing to the diversity experience of the Howard Community College community at large, with close to 2,000 foreign-born students representing 98 countries and 54 languages. The non-credit ESL program is one of the largest education programs at HCC. The Pat Hatch Award is presented tonight to Rebecca Price.
Good evening. Good evening. My evening started out just about perfectly. This is unscripted. My husband says that whenever I go somewhere in Howard County, I can't help but see somebody I know because I've been here for so long and worked with so many foreign students. And tonight I had a special treat when I came in. It wasn't just one of any student. It was a student that I had in my class about 15 years ago. And she's a server here tonight. She's not in the room right now, but if you see Sandra, she came up to me and said, "Miss Rebecca, do you remember me?" And I said, "Oh my gosh, it's been a long time." Those are the kinds of things that make my day and make me so happy to live in Howard County and see students who are happy, remember what they learned in my class. She was telling me things that she learned. It really did make my day. I congratulate all of the wonderful people that you heard up here today that received the American Success Awards. I am really humbled by their stories that I heard. I'm also very, very humbled and honored to receive the Pat Hatch Award because I know the commitment that Pat Hatch has made through a lifetime of service. Since I first began teaching at Howard Community College, I have been aware of Pat's tireless efforts to help the non-natives who settled in Howard County and actually around the whole state. Thank you, Pat, for the example that you have set and for the lives that you've changed. Thank you also to the board of Fern. I appreciate all of you, and I think I understand a little bit of the challenges that you face every day. And I just marvel at all the accomplishments that you've had and your dedication to working with all of the people that come to you. I'd also like to acknowledge, mostly at table 4, all of my colleagues and administrators from HCC. When I came here in 1986, Patty Keaton, who's here tonight, hired me. That's a long time, I've been here a while. Hired me, and I just thank the college for the support that has allowed our ESL program to grow. From when I first arrived, about 200 students, we had 10 classes, we met in places, churches all around the county. To have these over 2,000 students and 250 classes every year of just English as a second language. It has grown a lot. The administration at HCC has encouraged us and created an environment that supports international students. It is a great place to work. But next are the two other tables that are back here that I'd like to thank all of my English Language Center staff and instructors. Can you wave so people know which two tables you are? There it is. I couldn't do what I do without all of you. All of these individuals, and I mean every single one, spend hours of extra time doing their part to make a difference in the lives of our students. The good news is that they do make a difference, and I thank you. And finally, thanks to my husband Craig, who's here tonight, and my daughter Meredith, who could not make it, who've had to put up with crazy hours, never-ending demands, and endless stories and tales. I am quite a storyteller. But also, since today just happens to be June 4th, I'd like to tell my husband happy anniversary. It's our 42nd anniversary. I've been around for a while. My experiences in teaching English as a second language, which I'll call ESL, began in California. I consider these rather significant years for world events. This was 1978-79, if you can put yourself back in this time frame. I was teaching ESL in adult school in Northern California. And from the terribly sad stories of the Vietnamese boat people, this was that time, they were escaping the communist regime in South Vietnam, to a group of Iranian professionals who were fleeing Iran after the overthrow of the Shah. Our embassy was overtaken in 1979, so this is that same exact time. I saw a unique view of the world, and my new view of this world was just beginning in those times. In 1986, when we moved to Columbia, this area didn't have the foreign-born population that we now have. Starting as an adjunct at the college, I found very few ESL classes, in fact, but the numbers grew as Howard County began to change, and you've all been around for this change that we've seen since those years. The students in our program come from an ever-changing palette of countries and languages, and of course, challenges. As world events and economies fluctuate, so do the students who arrive at our doors. The foreign-born in Howard County are not easily characterized, and it's not just because they represent this 100 different countries or we have 50 different languages. Some of them who come to our country, and you all know this, are highly educated with PhDs when they arrive. Others may have only 5 years of education. Some come with professional experiences that are outstanding. Others have no work experience at all. Some come with horrific stories of survival, and others with joyful stories of entering a new land. Most of you know these stories. In fact, many of you have lived these stories. I get to know these people because many decide that learning English is what they need to do to help themselves and to help their families. A few of those individuals have had a significant impact on me, and I'm going to take a second to tell you who they are. One is here tonight with me, is my friend Hala Jamorko. I met her when she brought her brother to enroll in ESL classes. Wave, Hala, so they know where you are. Her story of leaving Ukraine and moving here as a single mom and making a wonderful life for herself and her daughter inspires me. Of course, I'm especially delighted that she too is now an ESL teacher in Prince George's County and also a realtor in Howard County. And her daughter Yana is graduated from University of Maryland with a civil engineering degree. My other friend who's here with me today is Zari Ghaffarian, and she is from Iran. And she built a new life in this county too as a single mom, running a daycare center out of her home for almost 15 years. She has a connection with Fern, I find out tonight. You all helped her get this first job. I suggested that she come over here and talk to Bonnie from Fern, and Bonnie helped her get this job in her daycare center. She proudly showed me all the certificates that she had earned from Howard County for her service. She inspires me with her good humor, her work ethic, and her desire to accomplish her goals. I'm also surrounded every day with a staff who have their own stories of coming to the U.S. I'm Mina Wu, who came with her family at 10 years of age in Korea. These are all people that work with me. Chuni Wong is right here, who came with her family from Taiwan at the age of 12. Catalina Ruiz, who came as a college F1 student from Colombia, South America, via the Netherlands Antilles. And Nilsi Tamashiro, who came as a young wife and mother from Brazil. I haven't had your experiences, but I listen with rapt attention to your life stories and marvel at the successful lives you and your families have made in this country. You are a blessing to me, and you are my heroes, and so are many of our students, and so are all of you in this audience who have made this journey and started new lives. Teaching English and working with international students, for me that's like the perfect combination. And overarching all of this is a belief that education can make a difference and a determination that every student deserves the best. I thank Fern for helping our students with many of their life problems so that they can move beyond the immediate issues of survival and start to think of goals, aspirations, and dreams. And that's where we come in. As we say at Howard Community College, you can get there from here, and be assured we are always there ready to help you. Thank you, Fern, and thanks to all of you.
You have noticed that we have cleverly positioned all the award winners here on stage. So they'll be here at the end of the program, and we don't have to say, please come forward so you can take the pictures. They're here.